Coming up on Evening Edition, SIU students get insight from an industry professional. Plus, residents in Southern Illinois get a new flight destination. And no resolution has been reached with the Chicago teachers' strike. Live from Southern Illinois University, you're watching River Region Evening Edition.
The fire that started last night at Pine Manor Estate is out. Good evening, I'm Hannah Frisch.
And I'm Jacob Gordon. The fire started last night at Pine Manor Estate around 6:15 and continued until about 4:30 this morning. The fire was contained around 10 o'clock last night. An investigation about what started the fire is still being conducted. Pine Manor Estate is marketed as a luxury bed and breakfast, according to the property's website. The house caught fire was 29,000 square feet with 9 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms among the other rooms. The house was the former resident of Sayed Jaber, the wealthy Iraqi businessman who was once owned the DuQuoin State Fair. Jaber came to Carbondale in the 1950s as SIU's first foreign exchange student.
6 prisoners have been taken to a hospital following a carbon monoxide leak at the Southern Illinois Jail. Deputy Brian Murrah with the Williamson County Sheriff's Office says the Marion Fire Department discovered carbon monoxide in several departments, but the general housing unit was not affected. Firefighters were called this morning after some staff and prisoners complained of symptoms. The source of the leak wasn't immediately clear.
Police are searching for a man who assaulted a police officer in Cesar. Franklin County Emergency and Management Agency says 43-year-old Anthony Lee Melvin was last seen near Murray Street in Cesar. Melvin is considered armed and dangerous. Melvin was last seen wearing a black tank top and brown pants. If you know any of his whereabouts, you're asked to contact police. The Union County Sheriff announced last night the man's body was recovered from the Pine Hills area. In a press release, deputies say the body was found at approximately 5 o'clock at the campsite. The name of the person is being withheld pending notification of the family. Earlier yesterday, the U.S. Forest Service was searching near Inspiration Point in the Shawnee National Forest for a hiker who had been missing since Sunday.
Illinois State Police say that burn remains that were uncovered 2 years ago are from a woman who disappeared in 2010. The Chicago Tribune reports that Benedetta Bentley from Woodstock, Illinois vanished in 2010 after telling her relatives that she was going to Wisconsin for the weekend. However, instead of going there, she and a friend went to Mount Vernon to spend the weekend at a nearby lake. Police have forwarded their findings to the Jefferson County State's Attorney Office. And one woman has announced her run for the U.S. House of Representatives. Mary Miller from Oakland is running as a Republican for the 15th Congressional District of Illinois. She will face off in the primary against Dr. Charles Ellington from Douglas County. The incumbent John Shimkus is not seeking re-election.
Flight to Nashville is now an option for residents in Southern Illinois. The FAA is awarding a new contract to Cape Air, adding the flights the airline already provides between Marion and St. Louis. Cape Air won the new contract after proposals from several airlines were reviewed. Doug Kimmel is the director of the Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois.
What Cape Air had hoped to do with this proposal is to give another option for travelers in Southern Illinois to go a different direction. And in fact, with flights to Nashville, what we suspect we'll see is a great increase in ridership on those versus our St. Louis flights.
Cape Air will provide 6 flights daily, 4 flights to St. Louis and 2 going to Nashville. 3 total flights on Saturday and Sunday, 2 to St. Louis and 1 to Nashville. It's kind of a windy day for a flight today.
It's a very windy day. The leaves were going everywhere.
Zach Horhess is here now, the first look at weather. So Zach, are we going to see the leaves continue to blow across the driveway today?
Well, Jacob, the leaves are blowing across the driveway, and I almost was myself. And that is going to continue. But looking at tonight, we have 57 degrees with clear skies. It's going to drop down to 50 degrees in the morning, and the clouds are going to come out, and they're going to stay through midday when we're going to experience temperatures of about 59. Looking forward, we can see that the strong winds are actually going to continue as promised, and the Carbondale Halloween forecast will be coming up in my 5-day forecast and more later in the broadcast. Back to you guys.
All right, Zach, thanks. Chicago teachers now have been on strike for a week. Thousands of teachers, parents, students, and supporters took to the streets for day 5 of the strike. The union is still holding strong for smaller class sizes and more support staff.
We have a desire to get back to our classrooms and teach and coach and write college entrance applications and do all the things that teachers do. That is what we want to be doing. But we're not going back without some justice and fairness. We're not going back quickly at the sake of a fair deal.
While teachers were striking, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot held her first budget address as mayor today. Lightfoot has cut the city's budget by $538 million. Lightfoot has repeatedly said the city has no more money for funding schools.
National NPR correspondent Wade Goodwin came to the SIU campus today and spoke to the students today. The newsman went to 3 journalism and audio classes. He also talked with people from the College of Mass Communications and Media Arts over lunch. WSIU is hosting a lecture with Wade Goodwin tonight at 7 p.m. in the McLeod Theater. And the Perry County Sheriff's Office has a brand new hire, but this one has 4 legs. Meet Rex, a sable German Shepherd who came all the way from Europe to find his home here in Southern Illinois. This good boy is a patrol canine, and nothing makes him happier than tracking down and apprehending criminals. Rex is about 80 pounds of law enforcement wrapped up in a lovable, fluffy exterior. Sheriff Steve Barris will handle Rex and will help him finish his narcotic and article detection training.
And ahead on Evening Edition, President Trump has new remarks on Syria.
Plus, Netflix cracks down on password sharing. You're watching Evening Edition at 5.